Hey folks, welcome to ADSR. I'm Stephen Ellestad. Make sure you subscribe to the ADSR YouTube channel. Follow on social media. So we've been taking a look at Output's new contact instrument Substance, which is a really cool layered kind of bass sound design instrument, although it's pretty flexible and there's an awful lot you can do in here that's not bass. It does lend itself very well to it, and a lot of the layers that you can select from have a significant bass presence or prominence. But regardless, in this one I wanted to dissect an existing pad that's got some motion to it and take a look at kind of some of the rhythmic tools that Substance provides. So this is the Eerie Ambience preset. And what we've got here is Pink Noise. And Pink Noise is just one of the one-shots and impacts that we can select. And Pink Noise is loaded into each one of these, which is pretty cool because it lets you layer the same sound in multiple ways. Let's listen to this just as it is right now. We'll take a look at what's happening with it. So each one of this pink noise is filtered and has some level of modulation or movement applied to it. And we can see if we come over here to the macros, first one affects the rhythm. Second one affects the motion. There's a filter. There's a wet and dry blend. So that's a pretty cool collection of modulation or macro controls to have available to us. And we didn't necessarily hear too much motion on this one because it's probably assigned to a different one. But let's look at our rhythm section here. We can see different colors indicating modulation, and then the white is our global. But for each of these here, we can, as we turn them on, in fact, let me turn this one off for a moment. Come over to our macro page. We'll be able to see everything that's assigned. And so in this one, we've got a send to a reverb and a delay that's off on number 4, but we're mostly interested in our rhythm and our motion. So on a rhythm, we've got our cutoff and our range. We also have our low EQ, and you can see how that flashes as we kind of see what's happening here. So assign a macro 1. And again, on the main page, we can see our macro assignments. Over here, macro 1 is controlling interval, the time interval. Quarter note triplets, eighth note dotted, quarter notes, etc. Let's bring all the engines on. You've got these macros that are controlling different aspects of this sound. And right now it's just working on a wave. We can choose between a wave or a step sequencer. And choose all kinds of simple ways to work with the step sequencer. We can just keep moving that along for time. I really think the wave stuff is really cool because we have these different wave shapes we can choose. Get out a macro here. And right now it's just basic sine wave. At 8 notes. Triangle wave, square wave. All kinds of cool stuff here, different variations. We can toggle between them, and we can set it to re-trigger as well. Pretty cool stuff. We have our flux. Kind of adds a nice little bit of variability. Just to kind of add some interest and some motion away from that wave shape. But we also have our complex wave motions, which are definitely a little more exciting. Each one of these has its own send. We can adjust resonance. As well as a high pass cut, high pass resonance right there. And just setting our baseline point so that our macro can affect it from there. Move that baseline down a little bit. Lots of really cool control there. Rhythm is kind of tied a little bit to the macros, at least as far as having any kind of dynamic control on it. Realistically, we can just send each layer and adjust, even add a byte function to each of these. Adjust cutoff, adjust resonance. And then with a touch of the macro, we have a lot of shaping because these macros are controlling more than one parameter at once. So we have macro 1 is controlling the cutoff on all of these, as well as the tempo overall. So a lot of really cool ways we can use this motion. In my next video, we'll take a look at kind of the arpeggio settings inside of Substance. I'm Stephen Ellestad for ADSR. Thanks for checking this out. Make sure you subscribe to the ADSR YouTube channel, follow on social media, and we'll see you next time.